This is my bullet journal. It's a Rhodia dot journal and it makes my life so much easier. So I wanted to share with you today how I use this to plan out the month ahead of me. So we're going to do May today and I just wanted you guys to join in and see how simple it really is. So the first thing I like to do when I'm planning in my journal is I like to grab my mechanical pencil and I just like to sketch out in pencil the headers of the pages and the dates and that sort of stuff, just so I don't mess anything up with pen that I can't erase. And as you can see, every now and then there's something that I mess up and it's really nice just to erase it and to make sure everything's spaced out correctly. I've gotten to the point of doing the same layouts so often that I could probably do it with pen and be fine, but pencil just makes it so you don't have to worry and you can just erase things, and it's just really nice. So as you can see, I'm going back and forth between previous layouts and just kind of counting the spacing that I already have instead of having to figure it out for myself. So I just go through and make sure I have all the pencil in first. And then I grab my thin main pen and I go over everything I have penciled in, and then I finish filling in the things like the dates and everything else that kind of goes along with it. So this first spread that you see is the first 2 pages of my monthly spread. It's just my monthly spread and then it's my content calendar. So I like to have all of it on one page for each of them, and I like to have the days of the week, and then my content calendar I like to have whether it's an email, a YouTube video, or a blog post I'm sending out that day. And then once the thin main pen is done, I go in with a slightly thicker one, and this is how I do my fake calligraphy that you'll see. And so I just go in and I thicken the downstroke, and it's not super clean today because I was a bit shaky because I hadn't eaten lunch when I filmed this. And then I just go in with my thin ruler and I like to kind of box out different areas. This little section over here is just for me to keep track where I'm at with my different content. And then I like to go through and section out each week just so I can kind of visually see it, and I do that for both the monthly spread and the content calendar. And then I finally go back through and I erase all of my pencil markings so it's nice and clean. And then the final step is to go in and to cross my T's and dot my I's. The next spread is kind of my brain dump page, and I've changed this over the years. So it used to just be 2 pages where I would say brain dump, and I've sectioned it off between to-dos, content, things I want to research, and different ideas I have for business things or life things in general, or just whatever. That's kind of where the excess kind of gets left over. And so I'm just doing the same thing of going through and doing my calligraphy and crossing my T's and dotting my I's, and then using my ruler to kind of separate everything. I really like lines to help organize things, you'll see, and I just like the look of it as well. The next spread I have is kind of my financial page, I suppose, and I've changed this as well. It used to just be 1 page, but now I have it separated between 2, and I have between my expenses and the money I'm making, and I've changed the wording on that, so I like to say receive and give instead of expenses and income. It's a really simple layout, and it just gives me a line for each day, one for my income and one for my expenses. And then from there, it's just my weekly spreads, and I like to do the dates at the top of the page at the beginning of the month, and so you'll see I'm just going through and doing the same thing with the thin and then the thick marker. And then once we get to the end of that is when I like to write goals. And this is just a section of, actual goals I want to get done that week, or kind of to-dos as well. And so when I'm kind of planning out the week, either Sunday night or Monday morning, this is where I like to write everything I want to get done that week. And it's just a good way to brainstorm and kind of brain dump things. And then once I get done my daily to-dos, I can look back at this goals section and see what it is beyond what I just have for my daily to-dos that I want to get done. And I just like having this extra section. I've changed the layout of my weekly spread. I used to have a kind of weekly overview of like a little calendar, but then I found that I really didn't use that, or it wasn't necessary beyond just the very simple monthly spread that I have at the beginning of each month. but I really like it. It's really simple. It's very just basic, but I like how minimal my bullet journal is. It really just helps me focus on what I actually need to get done and not get distracted by pretty designs, and I just like the layout more. Alright, so that is kind of my monthly layout spread, whatever you want to call it, for my bullet journal. So I have my monthly spread, and then I have my content calendar. And then the next page is my brain dump with my to-dos, my content ideas, things I want to research, and then just general ideas. And then the next page is my finances page with I have my income and then my expenses. And then finally, it is just my weekly spread, and I go in each week and I'll write the Monday through Sunday with the dates and everything, but this just is all I need at the beginning of the month, and then I can jump ahead and write in a particular thing I have going on for a week, or a particular goal, or something that needs to happen that week. I hope you enjoyed this little video, guys, and I'll see you next time. Bye.